Today, we are opening up the digital toolbox. All the skills you use every single day for school, for work, for basically everything. We're going to break it all down, so if you're ready to sharpen those skills, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into it. This probably sounds familiar, right? Whether you're sending a job application or just figuring out a group project, how you use these tools is everything. It's what keeps you in the loop, on track, and looking professional. So let's take a look at our game plan for today. We're going to start with the absolute foundation, professional emails. Then we'll speed things up with instant chats, get you camera ready for virtual meetings, and explore the awesome tools that let you work together from anywhere. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by talking about your digital first impression. First up, let's talk email. Okay, email. It might seem basic, but it's so much more than just firing off a message. A lot of the time, it's the very first impression you make. So let's look at some of the basics that are surprisingly easy to get wrong.
So yeah, sending messages and attaching files, we all get that. But what about CC and BCC? Think of CC, or carbon copy, as a way to say, hey, just keeping you in the loop. It's perfect for when you want your boss or a team member to see the conversation. But BCC, blind carbon copy, that's your secret weapon. You use that when you're emailing a big group and you want to protect everyone's privacy. No one sees anyone else's email address. Super useful.
Oh man, this slide is so important. It really is about how you send the email. A clear subject line is huge. It could be the difference between your email being opened immediately or getting lost forever. And please don't type in all caps. It just feels like you're yelling. But honestly, the number one tip here, proofread. Seriously, take an extra 30 seconds. It shows you're professional and you respect the other person's time. And boom, here's where it all comes together. When you're applying for a job, that email is basically your first interview. A sharp subject line, a polite message, no typos, that's what makes the recruiter think, okay, this person has it together. It can absolutely land you the interview. All right, let's switch gears. We're moving from the more formal world of email to the fast lane of instant messaging. Messaging is great because it's quick, but that doesn't mean there are no rules. Respecting working hours is a big one. Just because you can send a message at midnight doesn't mean you should. And you gotta know your audience. WhatsApp is great for your friends, but for work or school projects, you'll probably be using something like Slack or Teams. It's all about context. This is a perfect example. We've all been in a class group chat that's an amazing study tool, but we've also been in one that's a total mess of memes and off-topic conversations, right? Keeping it organized and on point really does help everybody out. Okay, so we've covered text. Now let's talk about what happens when you're on camera. How do you nail that virtual meeting? We've all been on a call where someone is struggling with their audio, right? The awkward, can you hear me now dance? These 4 steps are your ticket to avoiding that. Test your tech beforehand. And that mute button, it is your best friend. Using it when you're not talking isn't just polite, it shows everyone else that you're focused and listening. Now, in a high-stakes situation like an online interview, all this stuff is magnified. A working camera, a clean background, showing up a couple minutes early, these aren't just little things. They send a huge message to the interviewer. I'm prepared, I'm serious, and I respect your time. So what happens when you need to do more than just talk? What about when you have to actually work on something together? That's where collaboration platforms come in. Okay, let's break these down. Think of Google Drive or OneDrive as your team's shared digital locker. It's where you store everything. Google Docs is like a magic notebook that everyone can write in at the same time. And tools like Trello or Asana, that's your project's command center, where you can see who's doing what and when it's due. This right here is a total game changer for group projects. Seriously, no more emailing 5 different versions of a file called Final Report, Final Version 2. With something like Google Docs, everybody is literally on the same page at the same time. It makes teamwork so much easier. So, we've looked at emails, chats, meetings, shared docs. What's the one big thing that ties all this together? It really boils down to this. The technology is it's just the tool. The real skill is communication. It's about being clear, showing respect, and acting like a professional, no matter if you're writing an email or leaving a comment on a document. The tool doesn't matter as much as how you use it. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Every single time you hit send, you're building your reputation. You're painting a picture of who you are, one message at a time. So how do you want people to see you? And that's our tour of the digital communication toolbox.
From emails to collaboration platforms, the real goal is always to be clear, respectful, and professional. Thanks so much for watching this explainer. If you found this helpful, you know what to do. Subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.